what's going on, guys? This is On Fire 53 coming at you with the Crafting Table Podcast. And today we have our co-host, White Boy 503. Say what's up.
What's good, everybody?
All right. Sadly, Matt Leon could not attend tonight's podcast recording, but that's okay. The show must go on. We do have a special guest with us today. His name is Bradley Burks. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. How you fellas doing?
All right.
Doing all right. You know, tired a little bit, but besides that, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, I ain't tired. You don't look tired.
I don't even know. I was trying to think of an excuse and I couldn't think of anything.
That's a good, start at least though. I got 4 hours of sleep. I don't know about you guys.
I don't even know.
To be honest,
I watched a lot of Supernatural last night, so.
Oh yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah.
I'm over that show because my wife watches it constantly. It's almost like what's that other show? How I Met Your Mother. God, that played so much in this house, and it just makes me want to puke every time I hear the music.
Yeah, I've heard it a couple times when we're playing games, and I'm like, oh god.
Yep. So, if you are new to this podcast, this is the Crafting Table Podcast, where we talk about Minecraft and YouTube, and this is a podcast for the community. And what I mean by for the community, meaning we're here to help you out as much as we can. Ask us anything you would like. Post in the comments. If you want to get on this show, just post in the comments that you want to be added. You do need to either know a little bit about Minecraft or know a little bit about YouTube. We are part of the YouTube community, so that's what we're here to help out. And we're here to help the little guy, not the big guy. Although, I wouldn't mind having a couple big guys on the podcast, but that's wishful thinking.
Right.
I mean, we'll try to do what we can to get some context in here. So that's what we're doing today. We're helping out the little guy. So Bradley Burks, he currently has 5 subscribers. We need to get that. Oh, he has 6 subscribers. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting that. We want to at least get that up to 30 if we can with this podcast. And we're going to learn a little bit about what he plans on doing with his channel and as well as what we can help him out with, because I know he has some questions for us. He also is going to bring to the crafting table, a great topic to discuss, and it's within YouTube realms. Unfortunately, today we're probably not going to get to too much Minecraft talk, because I like to save that for Mad Leon, because, he does...
the meat of the Minecraft.
He is. He does a lot of Minecraft machinimas, as well as he plays...
tonight, and he'll recognize that you guys feel that way, and,
Well, we definitely don't want to, exclude him or anything, and we understand, life comes first.
Situation, of course.
So,
first, of course.
He's also in the UK, so from the East Coast, he's around about 6 hours ahead of us. He's in the future right now.
Yeah, and I'm on the West, so scheduling's always an issue, but we'll get it down pat where we can have a set date and time where we can get this stuff out to you. Have a set schedule. We'll just, it's just gonna take us a little time to get into the motion of things, but we'll get it. Don't worry.
That's right. So, first episode of this podcast is going up on Friday, which is what's the Friday's day? The 14th. So March 14th is when we posted the first podcast. This podcast will be the week after that, and then
the 21st of March.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Secretary.
Update the website on that as well.
Whoa! We already have an F alert. F alert, people. If you've listened to the first podcast, we did say that we were going to try to be PG-13. I highly doubt that this is going to happen because Sir Bradley Burks is quite vocal, and I'm quite vocal, and, well, obviously we already know White Boy can't handle it.
I can set that switch off, though. I just be like, okay, I won't say that. It's like when you're younger.
I only said it because he called me a secretary.
You guys remember this when you're younger and you're hanging out with your boys and you're being like, F this and F that and that stuff.
And then once you get into the ladies' presence, you're like...
You get in front of your parents
Here.
and it's like...
I'll hold the door for you.
I went to the darn store today and I had to... Dang it, it made me mad. And you ain't saying nothing, so... It can't happen.
No, not at all.
Anyway.
Oh, crap. What did I do with... with my there it is. Anyway, so before we really get into the nitty gritty of YouTube and whatnot, I want to bring in and cue sound effect the WTF moment of the day. I had a rough day today. Not to get into too much of my life, I'll probably be doing this in a little bit of my vlog section on my channel for On Fire Vlogs, but I'm currently dealing with some things with my grandparents, helping my mother out because they just they got Alzheimer's. Enough said right there. So went up there, helped them out a little bit. I was on my way back, and I had my son with me. And all right, so Pennsylvania. Okay, I love the state troopers. I'm going to tell you that right now. Our state troopers, paramilitary, and they're quite professional and on top of their game. We don't have enough of them, in fact. Sad part is, I hate it when I'm a target. So, and I'm gonna.
It's just a general sense, though. Everybody hates being a target.
You know, when you get that that feeling like you're being watched, I look in my rearview mirror and I'm like, where did he fucking come from? And I'm like, he's getting close and he's backing up. He's getting close and back. He's gonna do something. And I'm getting off a exit ramp onto a interstate. I get into the interstate. No place for me to really pull over. Too much traffic. So I know he's not gonna pull me over then. We go about a mile, and that's usually the case for state troopers to be able to pull you over. They got to ride you for about a mile. Yes, I said they got to ride you. All right, so we get down there, and I get off of this next exit going towards home, and right then, once he knew I was doing that, bam, there goes the lights. I pull over to a safe place. Now, back up in information here. A couple months ago, I had a run-in with the law. I did not know I had a suspended license. I didn't get the information from the state saying that my license was suspended for an unpaid fine that I failed to pay within the last 2 years. So, I know.
Disc on that one. I've been down that road. I paid my state in Michigan over $12,000 over that stuff. And they expect you to work without a license. That's just twisted.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, in your job and my job, we don't really have to worry about that too much. But basically, so I pull over to the side where it's safe. I'm probably dragging this story off too much, but more or less, he pulls up, tells me my license is suspended, that the license plate reader caught it. And I'm driving a newer car. Like this is a car that I have not been driving in for too long. It's actually a van. And I'm like, well, I don't have any information about that. I didn't get any notification, blah, blah, blah. He goes back and he runs it through the computer, calls whoever he's going to call, comes back up and tells me to get on the horn and call somebody to come and drive my car because I am not going to be able to drive it because I have a suspended license. Again, completely blowing my mind at this point. So I'm on the phone. He's back in the car looking this shit up. And what happens next just flew me for a freaking loop. He comes up. He hands me my license back. Asks for my phone number and my information just to verify. And then tells me that I need to wait for somebody to come and either pick me up or drive the car home. Doesn't give me a citation, doesn't give me any type of paperwork that I was ever pulled over. Gets into his car and drives off.
You want to hear a story that I had that was related almost exactly like that when you just said that? The guy goes, all right, I'm going to give this back to you, and I'm going to tell you need to wait for someone to drive home, but when I'm gone, you're not too far from home.
You know what? When I called a whole bunch of people because like I was flipping out. I have an anxiety issue, number one, and my anxiety was high, and I didn't want to move. I was scared shitless. Like I thought Big Brother was watching me at that point. So I called a whole bunch of people, but nonetheless, I got home. I'm still driving. I have my license. So there's something wrong there when a cop doesn't give you a citation when he tells you that you're suspended and then hands you your license back. So you know that there's some miscommunication. I know I've paid that fine. I know I've done my duty to that fine. You know, there should be no repercussions. That's just on the state, and I'm going to have to blow up the phone tomorrow. But nonetheless, that is my WTF moment of the day. And I think that, you know, if we ever feel that we had a really, really bad time in the day that we make the podcast or even during the week, we'll feel free to share it here. Because why not? We're part of the community, and sometimes the community wants to know what's going on with you. And I mean, that's what's going on with me right now.
Don't get personal with people; they ain't going to pay attention.
Well, that's right, Tyler. Didn't we say that in the first podcast that we wanted to get to know everybody and let them get into us? Because some of oh my god, so many the innuendos here.
Tyler, what was your WTF moment for today? Because I have one whenever you're done.
Today, I haven't had any today. Okay, so I take that back. I woke up, this morning.
It's going to be mid-afternoon, too.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, to get ready. I had to go to class, and, I head out, and I get to school, and then I realize, well, son of a bitch, I'm here 2 hours early. And I'm like, God, I had nothing to do. My laptop was dead. I had my music, but I was just sitting there walking around the campus for 2 hours just waiting for my class to start.
Right. Like the hand to the face kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes, the face palm. I was like, this sucks. And then I was like trying to tweet about it, and my phone wasn't wanting to, like, Twitter was just not gonna work, and I was like, this just.
Like none of the electronics working. You're 2 hours early. I hate my life. What the hell is going on today?
You can't say that. You can't say that.
Some craziness,
but
this is craziness. All right, you ready?
Go ahead.
I brought my daughter with me to go get some Taco Bell.
Right? Oh, bad news already. Taco Bell diarrhea alert.
Love the 5-layer burrito, but we'll have to talk about that some other time. Anyway, so I get there and I go to pay for it with my bank card, my debit card, and they're like, it's declined. And I'm like, what? So they said it's declined. So I go ahead and I get on my phone and real quick I, 4G my balance, and I'm like, there's plenty of money in there to cover this transaction. Well, ends up being that my bank card shuts off my current card because they sent me a new one. So they said,
without telling you?
Without telling me, there was no notification that I had this shut off, okay? So I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, you couldn't have sent me an email or something that this got shut off? You have to wait till I go to use it, and then given this drive is like a 10-minute drive. It's not like, we're going right down the road here.
Wait a minute, you didn't have the 9 cents for those tacos?
It was actually, I ordered, a little extra for later.
Oh, so you mean the 11 cents?
We're at like $17, $18. I didn't have any cash on
That's
me.
a freaking lot of food from Taco Bell.
Yeah, it was feeding 4 people.
That'd feed 20 people. What are you talking about?
Well, your Taco Bell must be cheaper than my Taco Bell then.
Yeah, okay, and I want to interject right here. I don't want to hear it on fire. You ordered, like, what was it, 2 nights ago? Enough to feed Africa, and then was complaining about not having enough. Like, you're just like, I ordered so much.
He knows he's busted, too.
I did. I ordered it.
Back to the story, alright? So, I'm like, what is going on? So I call him up right in Taco Bell parking lot, and I'm like, and I'm speaking to a foreigner, and I'm not discriminative, but the lady didn't understand my English, if you know what I mean. So, and I'm like, why is this not working? I'm like, so unlock it, okay? This is where you ready for the kicker? The replacement card they sent me, and because they sent this to me, is because Target had some, got hacked, and I had used my card at Target around Christmas time, and they were sending out new cards. They send me a card with the exact same numbers on it, And I said, how is that supposed to help my security? If they already hacked my numbers, then they're going to have those numbers anyways.
Well, then I would assume that they changed the CC codes.
Maybe the security pin on the back.
And the expiration, of course.
And the expiration.
So those two would make a difference.
It would, but it's still... they gave the same account number. I mean, come on. Seriously? If you really wanted to be in good standings, you would give people a new account. You
Totally.
wouldn't say, we're going to try to recover the one you have when it's got hacked. Anyway, so I end up getting the second card at home, and I go to activate it. And I'm calling the activation line, and it says, this card is not found on file. And I'm like, are you kidding me? This 20-minute trip to Taco Bell is turning into like an hour and a half kind of thing going on. So finally I call them up. I'm like, why is this not activating? Well, what's the expiration on that? And I give them the expiration. She's like, oh, it's all active and ready to go now. And then I try to give her my explanation about why didn't you send me an email? Where's the corporate office? So... like you said, I'm calling corporate tomorrow, just like you are.
Yeah, sadly, hopefully people can relate to some of these real-world situations that we're having here, but that's just ridiculous. I don't know. I don't even know what to say, because you know what? Banks are just ridiculous. You're better just shoving your money into your mattress, man.
Yep. I
go with the credit union. I'm with the local credit union around here, and I've had no issues. I've had one issue, and that was when I first got my...
no issues and then one issue?
Well, yeah. Because I thought of one.
Okay.
So, the issue was I got my financial aid from school, and I went and bought a bunch of computer parts to build my computer. They shut down my card because I was using Newegg, which isn't a familiar site for a lot of people. So they shut down my card, and they called me and were like, is this you buying the stuff? And I was like, yeah. Like, okay, and they activated my card, and that was it.
Well, that's a difference, though. They did contact you beforehand.
Yeah, but they didn't give me any notice. They didn't send me an email. They didn't call me or nothing. I went to use my card, and it didn't work. And I knew the money was there. And I was like, are you trying to tell me that my money is not accessible right now, and you didn't notify me?
Yeah, it's definitely a fail on that. Hopefully they offer to pay for your Taco Bell that night.
The Taco Bell felt so bad for me, they gave me a free pop and a free hard shell taco. I shit you not.
Well, hey, then you got the better of the deal.
Right? I'm like, you did not have to do that. It wasn't like your fault that my card didn't go through. And they're like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
All right. So if you're still tuned in, if you're still tuned into the crafting table, we are still here. Just wanted to let you a heads up on that one. All right. So let's move into some YouTube topics. So first of all, I want to just ask you, Bradley, what got you into YouTube?
Actually, what got me into YouTube is I went there, on occasion to try to get an idea of how to repair something or fix something, and I come to a lot of videos that will display this is how to do it, and then you would click on the video to watch how to do it, and it would be something completely off the topic of what the advertised name was. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this content in this video is not right. Like, they're doing it for the wrong reasons. And I'm like, I want to make a difference in what YouTube is there for.
So let me try to get this straight. So more or less you were browsing YouTube and you saw something that was similar to the situation that you were looking for, and the title didn't match what the content was within the video.
That is correct. It's like me saying how to unscrew a light bulb, and you clicked on it, and it is talking about how to change the doorknob.
Right. Well, have you run into a similar problem, Tyler?
I never have. I've ran into issues with tutorial videos, as I explained in the last podcast of why I got into YouTube. But I've never, besides, the whole typical, thumbnail scam that everybody was doing when it first started. Never had actual title, you know, um, lies, I guess you could say. I've never had an issue with like looking at, a title and it's saying, how to, set up a bucket server on Minecraft, and I click it and it's teaching me, how to, fix a TV. I've never had that issue. I've just had, issues with the tutorials, not being good enough to be comprehensible.
Right, and that's what got you into it.
I'll give you another example, okay? This other day, I'm like, I want to know, like, the words to the song. So I go to the search for this song with the lyrics. So the people have it typed out in front of you so you can read it. And then what they have typed out in front of you doesn't even cohere with what is actually being said.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like delayed and everything?
Not delayed, it's the wrong words. Like, if you're going to make a video with lyrics that shows the lyrics, at least type the lyrics right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've ran into the issue with the lyrics maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, they just didn't, like...
Forgot words, or changed words.
Forgot, changed, or just it's terrible editing. Where they... Because, those kind of videos actually do take a little bit of time to make, because you have to make each individual slide, match up with the words and stuff. That's actually pretty, it takes a bit of time to do. And I've seen it where it's like, it'll be singing, say, the chorus, and what's on the, screen is the, 6 or 7 seconds behind, so it's still got the, the last of the first verse on there. And you're like,
I understand matching that up is hard, but the point behind it is, even if it's not a matching problem, the actual lyrics that they're writing down is not what the song is being sung.
Oh yeah, like if you
like, I am here, and then it says I here. It forgot the am.
Yeah, that's.
You see what I'm saying?
It's depressing, and I think with the whole issue that we've been having, especially as I mean, you guys may not be able to relate to this, but being a partner, with this whole YouTube, we had a big hit, that was probably about a month ago, where everybody's videos, at least if you were a YouTuber and you were partnered, even if you weren't partnered, you were getting slapped with copyright notices and stuff like that, and it's frustrating as hell. Because, we are people who, make great content and, try to stay within, the very, very thin line, what is fair use. But there's people out there who, blatantly are doing copyright. They're uploading movies and they're uploading, songs and stuff like that. And it's just, when we get into that kind of stuff, it bothers the hell out of me.
Well, yeah, that should be coming from the producer of the movie or the producer of the song. That should be allowed to do something like that.
Yeah, unless you have rights to it.
Yeah. And that should be it should be a singled out video that whoever has those rights are able to display that, or it should be properly noted in the caption that anything used in this is their rightful owner. Something along that line.
But
to make it legitimate.
The only thing is, most of those are not monetized videos. So YouTube, the way they go about it is the copyright strikes can still be there. People can still flag that video for a copyright strike. But it doesn't do as much damage to that person because they are not trying to monetize. They're not trying to benefit off of that footage. So I definitely understand the issue there. Now, hopefully things have gotten a lot better since then. Yes, you'll probably still see misleading titles. And misleading titles is a big deal. And a lot of big YouTubers end up getting it knocked down or getting in trouble for the misleading title. But the biggest problem nowadays is the tags. Improper use of tags. Now, let me put you into perspective for this. Recently, I don't know if you guys watch him or anything like that, but Ooh, Mr. Technical Difficult. Okay, he got cited for improper tags, and his channel got suspended. Now, I don't know if you guys know the terms of use within YouTube. If your channel is suspended once, you're never allowed to make another channel on YouTube. You have to dispute it until you get that suspension uplifted. And you'll see another...
What did he get suspended for? Yeah.
Well, he got suspended for the misuse of tags. Tags...
I mean, like, how can they prevent you from making another channel? Is it just to, like, ban your IP?
No. You can still make the channel, but if somebody down the road says, well, I have a list of banned channels here, and here he is making another channel, and then they flag it, right, and then
they know
get
your
taken
IP.
down.
Don't think they don't know your IP.
Oh, I know they know.
Not to point any fingers either, but I mean, and I'm not gonna say anything bad about him because you know what, I don't really have that much of a judgment to put on him. But Keemstar's channels, all of his channels got shut down recently, early on in the month, and it was due to the fact that he had one channel that originally, about like 2 years ago, got suspended, and he fought to get that channel unsuspended, and he won. But along with that one channel being suspended, all his channels got suspended, and he did not go back and make sure that all those channels were unsuspended as well. So he went and made more channels after he got the original channel that got suspended, uplifted. And because of that, somebody found him, or somebody just basically went and flagged the video and said, this guy is banned, and he is still on YouTube making videos. And that is why recently his videos have gotten taken down, and all his channels have been suspended. But that doesn't go along with the tag. He didn't do anything wrong other than making another channel, because he had a suspended channel. But misuse of tags and misleading titles are definitely a big thing on YouTube, and I know that they're cracking down on that. And you just want to make sure that your title, your description, and your tags in your videos are to the point of, referencing what content is in your video. So let's say, exactly.
I shouldn't be looking up, like not saying okay, this is gonna sound really bad, and I know this is a child podcast, but
it's not a child podcast. Okay, we're not just catering to the children. I mean, that's fine. They can.
So if I YouTube
podcast, dude. Watch regular TV and tell me what words are on there that are childish.
Okay, so
true.
If I use I shouldn't find, Call of Duty gameplay.
Right.
Like, that's a bad example, but it's true. If I'm looking up something specific, I should not find something completely different from it.
Right.
That makes no sense.
And
it has a lot to do with the wording when you search. That's all search engine optimization, pretty much.
Yeah, so you definitely need to watch your SEO. Now, another thing is, too, and this has been brought up, but I don't know if YouTube's making a big deal out of it. When you go to use, you put tags, and I'm not going to say that I haven't tried it either, but when you go to put tags on a video that might be related to somebody else's content, kind of like we'll go within the Minecraft stage. So, you make a Minecraft video, and then you throw in the tags like BOO and Etho and, all those big YouTube names, Captain Sparkles, and you throw those in your tags. That's more or less you're trying to steal views off of that person. That's how I take it. But I'm not saying that I haven't done it. I have done it, but it didn't benefit me in one bit. It didn't increase my views at all.
Videos are going to pop up before yours.
I made a video. It's called "Can My or a Cell Phone Get Infected with the Virus?" And someone else tried to duplicate my name, and in the comments I was like, "Oh, that's a nice name you just named that." And they kind of instantly knew that I was like, no, you're not going to try to do that. What you guys, were just pretty much explaining. People using the same, and then you get to their video and it has like brief explanations, but not like a resolution. You know what I'm saying?
You want to make sure that you are unique. I mean, if you're on YouTube and you're making content, you're not making content because you're trying to be like somebody else. You're trying to be like you. You want to be unique. You want to be yourself. So why not apply that in your tags, in your video description, as well as in your video title? Think of unique things. I mean, yes, you're going to come across the same title probably, and unfortunately, sometimes it's probably going to be unavoidable because of maybe the topic that you're either going about is that small of a niche that you can't really broaden that title out anymore and be more specific because you're probably as specific as you can get. So that's how I feel on that issue. So just basically take from that as use unique tags. Do research on your tags because you know what? The tags at the moment are still one of the most important things to help you gain views on your videos. As long, with promoting yourself on social media and making sure that you have enough in your description that, YouTube analytics can go and use some of those keywords within your description as well for SEO.
Yep. That's why my descriptions are always long.
Yep. If it's like this, when you post a video and you write a description, you want to make it like a blog post. Describe what you're talking about within the video. Tell them why you wanted to make the video.
Yeah, make it something that if you were that person, that's what you would type in to ask to resolve that issue or what you were looking for. And you gotta kind of make your titles like that, where like the one I created with the virus. If you type that in, mine will come up number 1 on it. It only has like 153 views or something, but it still comes up number 1 because if someone types in, "Can my cell phone get a virus?" it will be up on the top of the list.
Right. But you did your research as well before actually uploading that video. So,
Exactly.
I can definitely feel how you can feel betrayed because somebody else has the same title as you. All right.
He removed it.
Well,
he removed the video.
Then that's good on him.
Very respectful, exactly. That he was like, "All right, I'm not going to do that."
Didn't want to get into anything. So, Tyler, you got anything to ask Bradley here?
Okay, so speaking on your YouTube channel, so what are your future plans for, like the kind of content you're going to make and stuff like that?
I've got pretty much 2 solid plans as far as that goes. The first one being that the technology help, like computer help, or
So tutorials, basically.
tutorials along that line. The second one is I've always done writing, and I have a flash drive full of writings that I did that I never tried to get published, but I've given to people before to kind of read, and they said you should try to get it published. But I never kind of stepped forward with it, and I think I'm going to use that as well. Might have to create a second channel for it maybe, but just kind of take it from here from now.
So let me ask you a little bit more on that. We'll broaden that. What type of publications are you talking about? Like scriptures, poetry? You're talking about ebook type of writings. What can you be more specific on that?
Genre specific, like what is your niche, or however you say that word?
Writing would be stories, poetry. It really depends on speeches, I guess.
Self-help?
Yep, self-help. I've wrote a book on that, actually. It's called Finding Your Inner Being.
So let me add in there, all right, and this might help you out in the long run, and anybody else that might be thinking about doing the same type of title.
Sent a copy to Jim. What'd you think of that one?
The one that he sent me was quite inspirational, I want to say, because it was more like a self-help book. I mean, it got you thinking a little bit deeper than what you normally would think on the side, but what you would
Jim has started using this since he read it, and I'm just gonna say this because I've noticed how he has been much a happier person since he got that book.
Well, I'm not gonna give you 100% props on that, but I will agree with you.
Yeah.
Since I've read it, it's embedded in my brain that I need to do these steps in order to have a happier life. But that
Exactly.
You'll get to know that more as you watch Bradley Burks' channel and find out where to get that content. But this is my idea. This is the strategy that I would like to push on you guys and maybe give it a try and see what happens. A lot of successful YouTubers do this, not only just regular like being a YouTuber, but if you're a person that writes blogs or if you self-publish your own work, essentially you want to start out a website. And it can be blog style, and you want to be able to give your fans, your audience, your viewers something back in return for hitting that subscribe button or that like button. So I'm going to throw a name out there, Tim Smoyer. Anybody know him? Nope. Oh my goodness, Tyler, we need to get you full of YouTube in you. We need to sit you down and just throw YouTube in your face for like a week.
So many videos on a daily basis, it's ridiculous.
But so to get down to the point there, he puts out a lot of great content for YouTubers just starting out or need to know more about the platform. I definitely, I'm giving him a shout out. Go check him out. He is a great creator, and he will teach you so much. You will learn so much from this guy. So he has just recently put out a book. But before that, as a supplement of becoming a subscriber to an email list, he gives you a free ebook. Now, this free ebook, it's not just something that you want to throw away. It's something that you want to read because it had a lot of information that you could use to help better your YouTube channel. And the same thing with this new publication that I just put out, but it was not a free publication. If you were part of the subscriber list, then you got 3 extra days to be able to purchase this book before anybody else, and then or even get a little snippet of the book. And the last book that he put out was 30 Days to a Better YouTube Channel. Don't quote me on that title, but that's what I have in my brain.
That's why the names sound familiar.
Yep.
I got it now.
So essentially, he breaks it down into 30 days where you could do one thing right now to your channel in each day of that month to better your channel, to get more views, to be able to get the SEO up, and to give you some better ideas of exactly what you need to do. So, that's just an idea there. Be able to give back to your subscribers, your audience, give them something, and then pull them in that way. That's usually a pretty good strategy. So, what else do you want to talk about here, Tyler? Anything else specific?
Nothing that I can think of right off the top of my head. I really want to get a lot of people, to come to, the Crafting Table podcast, and, I really want to amp up the discussion. Of course, seeing as how we're recording this, ahead of time, we won't be able to, get your guys' response on the last podcast. We haven't seen, response.
Not saying that we won't, do a live podcast one of these days, but what we want to get our audience built up.
Yeah. So it's just I'm really just amped up to see, how the audience receives what we've done so far. I do enjoy, having a guest here today. I wish Leon would have been able to, be here with us to help us do this discussion, but definitely I'm really amped up to see what we can do with this further to, help better the community.
Exactly. I mean, we're wanting to just, the reason why we put on this podcast, and again, if you haven't, listened to the first podcast already, definitely go back and hit a listen. All the links are going to be down in the description, as well as wherever you're viewing or listening to this podcast. It will be available on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, and on onfire53.com. So essentially, we're here to help the smaller guy. I mean, yes, like I said before, we would love to have some bigger YouTubers to get their points and opinions and views on how did they grow their channel. We do want to know that information. But not only that, we want to be able to help the community as well as help ourselves. This podcast is open to the public. So if you are currently a YouTuber and you would like to have a shout out, any genre, if you just want to get onto the show and just talk, we are here to do that. So make sure you send us a message, add a comment, definitely like this video
Tweet
if
at
you're,
us,
tweet.
Like he said, all the links to our social media, mine, Leon's, and On Fire's, all our links will be in the description of my video, of all three of our videos. And you guys can hit me up. I'm on Twitter pretty much almost not all day because I'm not sitting there looking at it all day, but I have my phone on me. 90% of the day I will, of course, respond to you as quick as I can. Of course, if you message me while I'm sleeping, I'm not gonna wake up. That's ridiculous.
You're right.
But
It takes
yeah,
me an hour and a half to wake up.
Oh man, you have no idea.
The other day I woke up at 4 o'clock. I had to work at 4:30. And at like 4:30, I'm down in this Red Bull, and I'm like, this is still not working, and I might have to do something to work. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Hour and a half later, all right, ready to go.
So,
yeah, like I said, all the links will be in the description of every video. You guys can contact us, even if it's not about, even if you're just you're nervous about being on the podcast, because I know a lot of people have that stage fright of talking, because of course if you come as a guest on the podcast, your voice is going to be out there to the world, in other words. And I understand if that's frightening for you guys. When I first started doing this,
on the other hand, if you're going to be on YouTube, you better get used to that.
Yeah, and it's I understand that it's definitely hard. So if you guys don't necessarily want to be on the podcast, but you guys want some kind of advice, you can hit us up on our social media, and we'll help you to the best of our ability.
To be honest, we're
in the comments.
exactly. We're not going to know every single answer, but we're going to find that answer out for you. If anything, let us be the one to go and find that answer out for you. So before we get too much further, because time is ticking, I know Bradley had some questions for us, so go ahead and shoot.
All right, let's get an example here. Like, let's say you get your subscribers going, and you get into 20 or 30 of them, and you want them to get an email on that, because I've got this from other subscribers that I get an email whenever they release some new video. Now, how do you actually, go into the system and do that? Set it up to where they'll get an email.
So
see, the thing with that is you personally have to set it up where that you will get an email with, when they, say I subscribe to you. The only way I'm going to get an email saying that you sent it out, like you uploaded a video, is if I changed my settings to allow emails to come to me.
So, a little bit more specific on that. When you go to the YouTuber that you wish to get the email notification of when they upload, you're going to go to their channel. You're going to find that subscribe button, and hopefully at that point, you've already hit the subscribe button. But there is that little down arrow or gear, whichever view that you have. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to click on the setting for get email notifications whenever they upload. Is it there?
Actually, it's not there. If you click the gear, it says show me updates and only show upload feeds.
Well, where did they move it to? Because that's the last time.
Moved some stuff around recently.
Yeah, they're always moving stuff around. I'm actually looking at it as we speak.
It is there somewhere.
See if I can, find out exactly where it is.
All right. While you're doing that, YouTube just recently pushed out to everybody the new channel layouts. So it may have moved around, but I do remember at one point in time that's where it was located. You hit the subscribe button, and then there's also a little down arrow or gear that was next to it, and you would be able to select to get notified when they upload a
Or
video.
not, maybe.
But
I'm
I'm almost gonna say that they probably integrated it into Google Plus. That if you have an account on YouTube, you don't have to necessarily be posting, but when you have an account on YouTube, it automatically goes to your email address.
I don't believe that because I've subscribed to new people and I haven't been getting emails. I think the send me updates.
Are you using
basically-
Gmail?
Yeah.
You're using Gmail. It's not in the promotions or anything.
Nope. I'm using directly and everything. I go because I have YouTube. Or I have an email that's my personal one, and I have an email that's for my YouTube, and I check that one just as much as I check my other one. I think when you do get the when you hit the gear next to the subscribe button, I think it does. I think
Send me updates. That is it.
probably-
They
Yeah,
went
probably.
less specific. So,
Yeah.
like I said, we may not know right off the bat exactly. Things change frequently on YouTube, but that is the way to
All
do
the
it. I just got confirmation of that. As long as when you click on that gear and you select send me updates, that will email you to whatever email is listed on your YouTube page or your YouTube account. And it will send the email when they upload it.
Most likely your Gmail because that's what you usually sign up with, correct?
Well, no, you can use other email addresses.
Yeah, you can use Hotmail and
Okay. So it is
you
universal.
can use different types of emails. It doesn't matter.
I just think it's integrated better whenever you're using Gmail.
Yeah.
Jeez, I can already see it. Corporal Bruno's probably listening to this podcast right now, and he's going, "Ah, man, I could have told that so much quicker." Yeah, yes, guys. By the way, I would like to say we do have a sponsor, and it is Corporal Bruno. Corporal Bruno does a lot of great content videos as well as helping out YouTubers. If you don't know him, go check him out. That's youtube.com/Corporal Bruno. Or you can go to corporalbruno.com. You can go to join.teambruno.org to join a awesome Google Plus community where you can post your video content and also be able to win a gold standard award. You can submit your videos there if you think your video is the best out of the best, as well as, wow, you need to not blow into your mic there, Bradley. It's called a microphone, not a penis. Anyway, I'm sorry. I had to say it.
Not even right because it would be blown into something else, not the penis.
Well, anyway, we're not going to get into depth of that, but just ruined my promotional there for join.teambruno.org. I'm sorry, Bruno. Anyway, so you have another question?
Because his mind fell into the gutter.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions there, Bradley?
It was more about the content and the emailing. You know, I've been fairly easy to adapt to things, so I can figure a lot of things out myself. It might not be that easy for other new YouTubers, but if it isn't, you know, that's what the comment section's for. You can leave that for us, and we can team up and get the answer for you.
Exactly. I'd have to say probably the biggest issue right now new YouTubers are having is with the Google Plus integration.
And content, you always want to write down your ideas for your content because you will run into a day that you'll be like, I cannot think of anything that I want to do a video about. So when you have those ideas, write them down in, you know, that's one thing in the universe, actually in the book that I wrote, that says you have to do is write it down if you want it to become part of the universe.
Sorry about that Skype noise. I forgot to put myself on Do Not Disturb.
I always have to put myself on that.
Sorry, Mr. Popular.
Well, anyway, so we're getting close to that end time, guys. I'd like to say thank you very much for listening to the Crafting Table podcast, and on behalf of our other co-host that was not able to be here tonight, hopefully he will be able to make it. He don't believe he's going to be able to make it for next week's episode either, but after that he will be back, and I hope everything is doing well for him there. So with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for joining us, Bradley. I really hope that everybody goes and checks out his channel. What's your channel, Bradley?
It is just Bradley Burks for the first one. I will post, if I decide to get the writings up there, what the second channel will be on the main channel.
I definitely say that you should do a video stating that you were on a podcast and then provide a link. But that's a shameless plug, so we won't go there. That's your choice. But
I would definitely, you know what, we'll get that set up.
well, like I said, guys, I really would like to see him get up to 30 subscribers after this podcast has been posted. So definitely go out there, show him some love, and watch out for his great content, because to be honest, I've learned quite enough, already from him, with talking to him on a daily basis as well. It seems that I learn something new every day. So, and that just goes to show you that, again, you need to reach out if you have a question, if you have anything concern, there's always going to be somebody out there that's either going to be able to enlighten you a little bit more than you would normally on an everyday basis. So, with that, Tyler, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to go ahead and take this away. I'm sorry, I used your first name. We'll go with the White Boy 503. We'll get that on the down low.
He said that was not my
well,
name.
it's not. It's, you know what?
I've done that
The
every
whole...
single time throughout the whole entire podcast.
Gosh darn it, I didn't even realize it. You should have just shushed me. But if you go to his Google...
There's nothing I can do with recording. I'm just like,
If you go to his Google Plus page, it says that...
Across the screen and smack him.
It's like I'm reading cue cards at the moment.
all the way across the United States.
Yeah.
It's just not working.
Well, it's like I'm reading cue cards here, because when your picture disappears,
It'll be worth it. And he's like, I'm buying the plane ticket.
when your picture disappears, then your first name appears there, and it just instantly, like, I have to say it. I'm sorry, White Boy 503.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's like the hand's quicker than the eye, It's like the brain's quicker than the eye.
Sorry. Hey, it's a little bit more personal.
Oh, really?
It's
all right.
Stuff that's just got personal.
You guys can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at whiteboy5294. You can follow OnFire53 at OnFire53Gaming on Twitter. Also, we actually did get a Twitter set up for the TCT podcast. That is at TCTMC podcast. Links will be in the description as always. So, thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you guys in the next one.
Very good. Stay awesome, guys.